Hello, folks. The first test is done. And before I talk about the cricket, I just fill you in on how I'm feeling right now. Yeah! That felt nice. Anyway, before I start talking about the cricket, let's get a few customary things out of the way. I'm so happy for Virat Kohli. So happy he got his 100 in Australia after a huge run of bad form. I mean, including this in the last 5 years, he has 3 test centuries. That's not so good. But I'm happy he's playing where he likes to play. When he's happy, whole of Team India is happy, all Indian fans are happy, so that's good. Next, I only believe on Jassi bhai because he's game changer player. He's only the one guy. He's Jasprit Bumrah. I love, my God. So getting into Jasprit Bumrah at all, I know a lot of people, the commentators, analysts, people on YouTube and Instagram talk a lot about his unorthodox action, right? How it makes life difficult for a batsman, how he gets an extra yard and therefore the ball seems to be coming faster. Beyond all of that, all that is true. I feel like we dwell on it so much and we forget what his real strengths are. Not that we forget, we don't highlight them enough, we don't elevate him enough. He's not just the unorthodox action, he's not just the mystery bowler. He's also an amazing thinker of the game. With that action, he's able to bowl accurately. He's able to hit the deck in the right area every single time. And moreover, he has additional skills where he can swing the ball at will either way. I feel like we don't credit him enough when we keep talking about the difficult action with which it comes. Yes, of course, he does have a difficult action, and that would have been a fair advantage that he had maybe in the first 3 or 4 years. After that, people have figured it out. People have watched him play. Like someone like Travis Head has watched him play, has played him multiple times as well. But to be able to trouble the batsman with that action, that is where he wins. That is why Jasprit Bumrah is the best in the world right now. Leave the action away for a while. I feel we've spoken about it enough. I think credit's where it's due, and I feel the status of Jasprit Bumrah, especially after this Test match, should reach the stratosphere now. The way we speak about Virat Kohli, sometimes even though unwarranted, the way we speak about Rohit Sharma, I feel Jasprit Bumrah deserves a separate fan base for himself. Not just the way he has bowled, but also how he's commanded the lineup. He's been the leader of the pace lineup for years now. But watching Mohammad Siraj and our debutant Harshit Rana bowl under him in the right areas was beautiful to watch. And what about that Yashash Jadhav? What 100. I mean, his first Test match in Australia, he's gotten a daddy 100. A beautiful stat that I saw was he has 0 hundreds. All of them are 150 plus scores. 2 150 plus scores and 2 200 plus scores. That's mental. It means that he has the tenacity, he has the patience and endurance to continue playing even after the 100. He's not chasing that one milestone. This boy, I'm very excited for his career. Although his first innings cast a little bit of doubt, I thought he's not made for Australian pitches. I was so glad to be proven wrong. The reason being, man thought he was playing in Mumbai. Mitchell Starc is swinging the ball from wherever he wants, and with really hard hands he pushed at it and holed out to gully. That was not good to see. I mean, the flag bearer of Mumbai cricket, Sunil Gavaskar, keeps telling you, right, to play with softer hands early. I mean, of course, the pitch was really difficult. Everyone suffered that day. Day one was a nightmare to bat on. Very brave decision by Jasprit Bumrah also to bat first. But Yashash Jadhav, I think, first innings he faltered, but how much can you complain? It's his first time in Australia. On the other hand, the man he batted with on the other end, for me, was the best Indian batter in this Test match. Other people have gotten higher scores, but this is where KL Rahul wins. So in the first innings, while everyone was suffering, the new ball moved till about 25-26 overs, where people were clueless. The wickets were falling like dominoes at the other end. He was given out unfairly, maybe unfairly. The reason I say unfairly is because there was not enough evidence to prove that he edged it. He could have. He could have edged it. There was no conclusive evidence. What I'm saying is the umpire gave not out, right? So there should be enough evidence to prove that it is out. Unless that's the case, he's not out. But there were not enough camera angles. I think the umpires were in a hurry, but it's fine. Even in their trade, sometimes mistakes are allowed, right? As long as they're reviewed. But KL Rahul, though, he played with such soft hands. In the second innings especially, by the way he left the ball, it's a masterclass. By the way, see, I'm not an expert in batting, but if I see something, if you also see something, you know that that they're doing the right thing, right? He was not pushing the ball whenever it is stray. Even at times when he edged it, it was not carrying to the slips because he was playing with soft hands. The way Jaiswal should have played. He is the guy who softened up the newer ball so that Virat Kohli could later come on, play a few overs of the old ball. He came in the new ball. He got settled down. The Jaiswal and KL Rahul's partnership gave Virat Kohli the confidence so that he could play slowly and bring up a ton, be safe there. Even in the first innings, those valuable 26 runs, after which our Rishabh Pant and Nitish Kumar came in and they played well. They put up 150 on the board. At one stage, honestly, I didn't think 100 was possible even. But credit to Rishabh Pant, our best test batter, and the debutant Nitish Kumar Reddy. He's an exceedingly well. By exceedingly, I mean that is not expected of a young one, straight up coming to Perth and batting confidently like that in both innings. The second innings, he accelerated the run rate. He allowed Bumrah to declare half an hour earlier, so that by helping Kohli get the 100 also, getting the lead beyond 500 also. Played so well, man. That confidence is so heartwarming to watch. I really hope he continues to play in the Indian team. And yeah, I think he has a bright future. He needs to go to a bowling coach though, for how athletic he is. He should be bowling faster than 125 Ks. Other than that, Harshit Rana, the other debutant, he is our new hit the deck bowler. I think him and Mohammad Siraj have the chops to do very well abroad. In India, the pitches may not help him that much, help both of them that much, because I feel that our pitches are not bouncy, and these guys hit the deck well. On spicy pitches, these guys can trouble the batsmen all day. Like for example, Harshit Rana was troubling the batsman even with the old ball. He was able to get some movement off the pitch even when Siraj was not able to. So it'll be exciting to watch them, watch especially Harshit Rana go through his career. One comment though, I think he's a big boy. He looked leaner during the IPL. He probably needs a fitness coach to keep his body fine through the test season, and to help him bowl faster as well. If you remember that sledge from Mitchell Starc saying Starc at 34 bowls at least 5-6 clicks faster than him, which is not nice. If Siraj is bowling 140, bro, Harshit Rana, you should too. Washington Sundar's inclusion, I was somewhat surprised. He has the chops to do well on the Perth pitch because he's an over spinner, but I didn't get to see that. Maybe Ashwin would have been a better selection for this test. I think in Adelaide, the pitch is a little more favourable to the batsman. I think Washington will continue playing, but probably by the time MCG and Sydney come, I see Ashwin back in the lineup. One of the highlights that I clearly remember from the game is the setup of the Travis Head wicket. Harshit kept talking to him. He kept bowling that difficult length, that difficult line. He kept getting beaten for force, but we need one guy who, even though gives the runs, gets the wicket, right? So Travis Head historically has this weakness where, by historically, I mean over the last 5 years, the games that I have seen, he's very good when you give him the width. This is the mistake that we did in the World Test Championship final as well at Lords. When we give a lot of width to him, he likes scoring quickly. He's not a patient guy. He's that dude who gets like 80 runs off 90, 100, 110 balls and then suddenly changes the momentum, right? So in the second innings, I felt like he was doing that a lot. When in the first innings, he bowled the perfect line and length to him, which is what KKR did in the final, in the IPL final last year as well, which is bowl slightly good length, top of off, and target his inside edge. This was a tactic that was used by Bumrah also in the World Cup final, but we were just not lucky enough. We were inches away from winning the World Cup by taking Travis Head's wicket, but it just didn't work out, which is fine. But you got to target that length all the time, which he didn't do in the second innings. I'm glad we were able to take his wicket early and build and get that lead. He was one of the important players. I mean, their top four didn't do so well. I think Manas Labuschagn's inclusion will be questioned. The new debutant opener as well struggled against Bumrah all over. Manas torched a review as well in the second innings, offered no shot. He was plumb LB. Steve Smith's wicket was another highlight for me in the first innings. Again, Jassi bhai. I mean, okay, so Steve Smith over the last 10 odd years always relied on fidgety movements. He's not technically gifted player, but his hand-eye coordination, his reflexes have taken him to where he is. He averaged 60 for a long time, right? What I feel is he's aging now and his reflexes are not the same. So the same ball that Bumrah bowled, he's done that trigger movement many times. He has moved on to beyond the off stump and tried to flick it to mid wicket, and he's done it many times. He's hit it to 6 also. But now he missed it all ends up because it's just not there. Which is the same, which is the technique, the shift in technique that you would have seen in the second innings as well, where he started standing more side on, where he used to be more front on to fast bowlers earlier, and he gave his wicket away first ball, golden duck. But that wicket made me very happy. It was nice to see Steve Smith going back without troubling the scorers much, even in the balls column. First ball duck. Yeah. Another big thing that I want to speak about is how we nullified Pat Cummins. So their pace trio, Mitchell Starc, Hazlewood and Pat Cummins, they've been together for around 7 to 8 years now. I would say 10, but Pat Cummins had around 2 to 3 years of injury. So here's how I see it. I feel like Mitchell Starc is that swinging bowler. He attacks the stumps, but he keeps people quiet. Very fizzy off the pitch. Josh Hazlewood is a quiet wicket taker. Is not very flashy. But if you see the scorecards of the last few test series that Australia played, when Pat Cummins struggles, Australia struggles. In the first innings, Hazlewood was the pick of the bowlers, but Pat Cummins was still bowling in the right areas. He was beautiful. Watching Hazlewood, Starc and Cummins bowl is one of the privileges in life, honestly. And Pat Cummins was really good that day. Of course, Rishabh Pant is taking him from outside off to behind square, but that's Rishabh Pant's greatness. But also, Pat Cummins didn't bowl anything wrong in the first innings. In the second innings, though, he was found wanting. I can understand the tired legs of all the three bowlers, in fact. Pat Cummins has a better average in Australia than the great Glenn McGrath. He's one of the best fast bowlers that they've produced. And since he didn't do well, I feel they didn't do well in India's second innings, and that's where the game went away. Jaiswal looked a little bit in trouble against him. The field was set, but again, the catch was a few inches away. We were lucky. Another the thing that baffled me a little about Australia, about the way they went about in the first innings, was how Mitchell Starc played over 100 balls. It was way into day 2 until lunch. I think he played a little beyond lunch also. I don't know why he stayed on, because he's a fast bowler. He's 34 now. Your opening bowler is playing 110 balls. When are you giving the rest? There is also this speculation on Fox Cricket that I've seen from Michael Vaughan, Gilchrist, and Warner that maybe there's a divide between batsman and bowler. I don't know their team that much. I don't want to speculate on it. But come on, guys. Starc is not supposed to play 110 balls for you. I don't know what the other option is. But if you want your strike bowler to take Indian wickets after conceding a lead of 50 runs, then that's not the best thing that you're going to do. I think Australian batsmen have a lot of questions to answer. Let's see what happens in Adelaide. We have a 10-day break. Good time to recover. Would love to see if Australia makes some changes, maybe at the top. Manas's selection may be under scrutiny, but we'll have to see how that goes. Maybe they lack a part-timer. Anyway, those are my thoughts on the first test. If you've made it to this part of the video, thank you so much for sticking through. I want to keep this channel to document my thoughts, and also in the next video I'm hoping I could see what the chatter is on the social media. I follow quite a few writers on Twitter. I really like their takes. I would like to challenge them as well. I'll probably next make a video on the auctions and what I think of the 10 teams that are there, where they're lacking, where they're doing well. So yeah, if you do like my content, please do subscribe, maybe comment on what you thought of my opinions. Maybe we could engage in a nice conversation. Thanks.